Papua New Guinea has the highest number of child abuse cases of estimated 2.8 million children in the Pacific, according to the report from the national newspaper in Papua New Guinea, dated July 31st, 2019. All forms of violence or abuse is a daily reality for most children in Papua New Guinea, making them feel unsafe in their very own homes and communities. Violence of any kind, be it physical, emotional, or sexual, can be devastating with short and long-term repercussions on child's health and well-being. It impairs children's cognitive development and perpetuates inequalities. My name is Jacob Inawasi. I'm taking postgraduate diploma in education, and here is my colleague. I will give this time to for him to introduce himself.
Hi everyone out there. My name is Nerus Muraba. I'm taking postgraduate diploma in education, major in accounting.
In this video, we are going to talk about child abuse, an issue affecting children's well-being in Papua New Guinea. The World Health Organization defines child abuse or maltreatment as all forms of physical and emotional ill-treatment, sexual abuse, neglect, and exploitation that results in actual or potential harm to the child's health, development, or dignity.
We will present this topic to the general public, parents, students, teachers, prospective parents, other caregivers, children, youth, and the community as a whole. At the end of this presentation, we are expecting the general public to identify child abuse if it happens to them. The general public will learn about what is child abuse, about the causes of child abuse. They will also learn about how it impacts teaching and learning, and also its impact on students and teachers, how it impacts students' growth and development, and the roles, responsibilities, and challenges the parents, teachers, and the general public will have when dealing with abused children.
There are many forms of violence or abuse that affects the well-being and health of a child within our community, the schools, and the country. There are four types of child abuse: physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, and neglect. Physical abuse is deliberately aggressive or violent behavior by a parent or caretaker toward a child that results in body injury. Sexual abuse is unwanted sexual activity with perpetrators using force, making threats, or taking advantage of victims or children not able to give consent. Emotional abuse is any type of abuse that involves the continual mistreatment of a child, humiliate, isolate, or ignore a child. Neglect is basically the ongoing failure to meet a child's basic needs. A child might be left hungry or dirty or without proper clothing, shelter, supervision, or health care. This can put children in danger. Causes for child abuse can vary and includes substance abuse by a parent or caretaker can lead to careless and violent behavior towards a child. Mental health issues. Mental health problems such as depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder can increase the chance of child abuse. Family violence. Children who grow in homes where violence is present are more likely to become victims of child abuse. Lack of knowledge and skills. Parents and caretakers who lack knowledge and skills on appropriate child raising practices are more likely to report to physical or emotional abuse. In cultural practices, physical punishment is accepted as a form of discipline, and this can increase the chance of physical abuse. Societal attitudes towards child raising, such as the belief that children should be should not be seen and and heard, can also contribute to emotional abuse. Children abuse can also result from intergenerational cycle of abuse where children who have been abused are more likely to abuse their children.
Children who have been abused have a greater chance of showing poor social skills and classroom behavior problems. Abused children are more likely to receive lower rating of performance from their school teachers, score low marks on their tests and assignments, and obtain lower grades. These children can be easily drop out from school before completing high schools. Okay, the other thing I'm going to talk here is how child abuse affect me as a teacher, my colleagues, and my future students. Okay, effect of child abuse on students. The effects of child abuse can manifest themselves in a number of ways, include negatively impacting how children perform academically. The other thing is children who have experienced abuse will be at high risk for lower academic achievement. Okay, the other thing is children who have been abused have a high chance of showing poor social skills, poor behavioral problems in the classroom. Students may show unexplainable injuries such as scarring, marks, scratches, and broken bones. The other effect of child abuse on students, students might be afraid to go home after class. They might frequently absent from school also. Okay, student might also uh, have changes in their behavior in the classroom, such as anger, lack of interest, decrease in productivity, and their grades. They might also lose confidence or self-esteem. Student will also might face social isolation or they might withdraw from school. They will also delay in the emotional development. Okay, effects of child abuse on me as a teacher and my colleagues. Uh, you can see that children who have been abused may have issues with trust, behavior, communication, and relationship with us, the teachers. Children who have been abused may have issues with the trust, behavior, communication, and relationships with us, the teachers, as it was stated by Rohini Radha Krishnan 2020. Abused children may aggressive and violent to us, the teachers. We, the teachers, may have difficulties when imparting knowledge to them. We might also be afraid to deal with those students. Number one thing is physical health problem. Children who are physically abused may experience injuries, disabilities, and long-lasting health condition. The second thing is mental health problems. Child abuse can lead to various mental health problems, including depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder, which means that post-traumatic stress disorder means failure to recover. To conclude everything, child abuse can destroy children, including physical injuries, emotional upset, long-term development problems, and poor academic performance. To prevent child abuse, it is important to understand the various forms it can take, including physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, and neglect. Gina stated that preventing child abuse requires many different approaches that involve education, community support, and the providing of resources for the families. This includes providing access to mental health services and support parents who are struggling to provide for their children. It also involves educating the public about the signs of child abuse and the importance of reporting any suspected cases to the appropriate authorities.
The teachers, community leaders, and members are responsible to recognize the signs of child abuse and take steps to prevent it. This can involve providing support and resources to families in need and increase building awareness about the issue. Everyone must play a role in identifying and reporting child abuse case. This can involve being aware of the signs of abuse such as bruises, injuries, changes in behavior of the student or child, and difficulty in concentration. Individuals or students can also take steps to prevent abuse by volunteering with organizations that support families and children and by spreading awareness about the issue. It is important for schools, healthcare providers, and law enforcement to have proper training in recognizing and reporting abuse. Schools and community can also play a role in preventing child abuse by promoting safer and supportive environment for children. This can include educational programs for children and parents on healthy relationships, consent, and boundaries. In addition, community leaders and policymakers must work together to create laws and policies that protect children from abuse and provide support for victims and their families. This may include funding for child protective service, strengthening penalties for child abusers, and improving access to resources for families in need. Overall prevention of child abuse requires effort from the community leaders, members, students, teachers, and government agencies. Working together can create a safer and more supportive environment for children and help break the cycle of violence. Enhance academic performance in schools, minimize school dropouts, reduce risk of underage girls' unwanted pregnancy, and mental and physical illness and other related issues that is created or caused by the issues of child abuse. The government must provide funding for resources and services that can help prevent and respond to abuse. Addressing child abuse requires comprehensive and collaborative approach that involves everyone in the society. We want to say thank you to those who are watching this video, and we hope that this video brings awareness to the community, to anyone who watch this video, to the families back at home, to the families back back at the village who are experiencing some form of violence or physical abuse in their community. And this video to our government as well to help support and fight the issue of child abuse.